I'm giving away this fantasy-themed mystery box. It contains merchandise from The Witcher, Game of Thrones, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I'll even be throwing in this Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings starter kit. So if you want to get your hands on it, stick around to the end of the video to know how. The show stars Nick Fury, portrayed by Samuel L. Jackson, and Talos, played by Ben Mendelsohn, reprising their roles from previous MCU films. The series dives deeper into their characters and their experiences with shape-shifting Skrulls who were first introduced in Captain Marvel. In the comic book storyline, the Skrulls are a race of alien shapeshifters, secretly replace various individuals on Earth, including some predominant superheroes. This creates an atmosphere of distrust and paranoia as heroes and civilians alike struggle to identify who they can trust. While specific plot details for this series were kept under wraps prior to its release, it was said that Secret Invasion will be a major event in the MCU with far-reaching consequences, but it felt the polar opposite. Let's start with where this series fits in with this ever-growing MCU timeline. The Skrulls were first introduced in Captain Marvel, where they played a crucial role. The film revealed that the Skrulls were not the villains they were initially portrayed to be, but rather a group of refugees seeking a new home. They were led by Talos, and the Skrulls established an alliance with Carol Danvers and Nick Fury. Fast forward to Spider-Man Far From Home, where we witnessed a post-credits scene that revealed that Nick Fury and Maria Hill were actually Skrulls in disguise. Specifically, Talos and his partner Soren. This sets up speculation about who else could be a Skrull and the larger story to come. The Secret Invasion series takes place in present day, which is 2025 in the MCU timeline. It takes place just after She-Hulk. Although Secret Invasion started off strong, it did unfortunately fizzle out before the finale, which left me rolling my eyes like the other Marvel shows. But one good thing does come out of this series. We find out that Rhodey was a Skrull, and it adds more depth to the story, which originally centers on the Skrulls' infiltration of the US government and their attempt to take over the Earth. So we were left wondering, when did Rhodey get replaced and where has the real one been all this time? This brings concern regarding the character's role in important occasions like Tony Stark's passing in Avengers Endgame. During the period of the blip or snap, Iron Man retired and focused on his personal life, whereas Rhodey as War Machine took to his role as a hero. He was patrolling the globe and aiding in the aftermath of the chaos caused by the snap. So with Tony making more time for his personal life, you'd think he'd make more time for Rhodey. So I'm left with this question, did Iron Man notice any subtle changes with Rhodey's behaviour during this time? If Rhodey was already a Skrull in Endgame, it may have changed how emotionally impactful Iron Man's sacrifice and their passing scene was. Depending on when Rhodey was replaced, he could be oblivious to certain events. He could be completely unaware of the events of Infinity War and Endgame, but most importantly, he could be unaware of Tony's death. But going back to that question, how long has he been imitated for? We'll come back to that in a second. The series also says goodbye to characters like Maria Hill and Talos, but honestly, it felt a bit flat. Unfortunately, their deaths didn't make a massive impact, especially when we haven't seen these characters for some time. Like most Disney Plus Marvel shows, Fury is left in almost the same position as he was from the start. In the anticlimactic final fight scenes of the series, Gaia disguises herself as Fury and pays a visit to Gravik. After handing over the harvest, both Skrulls are exposed to the DNA properties of multiple superheroes like Drax, Hulk, Abomination, Captain Marvel and more. And of course, the fight ended with Gravik's death. After Gaia managed to defeat Gravik, she starts awakening the true versions of millions of people Skrulls have replaced, including Everett Ross and James Rhodes. But Rhodes seems to be a lot more affected by the suspended animation state than everyone else. Probably because he's been under longer than anyone else. When Rhodey is pulled out of the pod, he's wearing a hospital gown, which is presumably what he was wearing when he was abducted and replaced. The last time we saw Rhodey in a hospital gown was when he was getting an MRI all the way back in Captain America Civil War. And that would also explain why he's having trouble walking. When he was abducted, he was getting treatment for a spinal injury. It means that Rhodey has been replaced by a Skrull for almost a decade. But the Secret Invasion's finale has caused a dilemma for the future of the Marvel franchise. They've created a character that surpasses the might of every other superhero in the franchise. There's no indication of where Emilia Clarke's Gaia could make her next appearance in the MCU. But with such a crowded universe already, is there place for her amongst it all? One big problem for Marvel is that they have a growing number of invincible characters on their books. That's including Captain Marvel, the Hulk, the potential return of Scarlet Witch, and the up-and-coming inclusion of Wolverine and Deadpool. But that's just my thoughts and feelings about this series and the MCU going forward. And of course, if you've seen it, I'd love to know your thoughts and feelings about it in the comments below. And if you want to win this fantasy-themed mystery box, all you need to do are these 3 simple things. Leave a like on this video, comment on any of my videos, and subscribe to my channel, and one lucky random subscriber will be announced on the 31st of July. You can even hit that bell icon to keep up to date with my latest uploads and giveaways, such as my comic book giveaways every fortnight. And before I go, I just want to say a massive thank you for watching and to smash that like button. It may just be a minor thing for you, but it's a massive thing to me in this channel in terms of growth. So with all of that being said, I will see you in the next one, but until then, take care.